Good evening, everybody. It's the pup here on a Wednesday, August 26th. Market has closed, and I am giving you my mid-week update. Gonna get right to it. Don't want to waste any time. So I'm gonna throw on some BBKC squeeze, some Bollinger Band, Keltner Channel squeeze, also known as the TTM squeeze. Also going to have a little bit of RSI for you. Just in full disclosure, I don't personally use RSI. The only time I really use RSI is looking for divergence. And in regards to the squeeze, I do use the squeeze. It's one of my favorite tools that I use. I don't necessarily use it on TrendSpider per se because I do my trading on Thinkorswim. So in that case, I do use the TTM squeeze on TrendSpider. It is the BBKC or the Bollinger Band Keltner Channel squeeze. If you're not familiar with it, highly recommend looking it up. If you want any tips and pointers, feel free to DM me and I'm happy to help you out. Getting right to the market, so we are definitely breaking out here on the S&P 500. Going to move my volume profile tool to our swing low here. And as you can see, we are over this February high pre-COVID. We are clearly above that. We are in breakout territory. And as I zoom in here, you can see that we are not only over our breakout level here, we also have this rising wedge formation that we are breaking out right there. So, the market is pretty bullish right now. I think there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Look at RSI. We are coming to overbought conditions. But if we scroll back and look back in history, you can see on this move here, we remained overbought for a bit. We did dip down to this mid-level 50 on the RSI. But look, we didn't have that big of a dip here, and we continued up. I could show you right here. Price went up, and then the correlative RSI comes up, pulls back to 50, overbought, pulls back a little more, overbought, pulls back a little more, overbought. Now, what I will say, what we did see is a bit of divergence here, right? So we had a rising price and a falling RSI. So that divergence tells us that a drop potentially was coming. So let's take a look and see if we have that type of divergence now in the market. We have rising price, but we have a bit of a flat RSI. So, there's no divergence here. I'm not concerned. It looks like we're going to continue to move up. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Having said that, let's take a look at our first stock, Microsoft. Microsoft, for those in the group, know we've been playing Microsoft. We did get in on an entry over 216, which was right here. I did take a little bit of a starter, anticipating this breakout. It wound up being wound up paying. Let's just put it that way. It wound up paying, and I think we're looking at a target of 227.50. Our 1618 extension off of the previous swing high, swing low, and then potentially 233 on the top side using a stop loss of 213.50 and 50 cents. Using the 220 calls, but guess what? We're already in the money. I already rolled up. So I think we see a continuation. We're not quite overbought yet. So I think we've got some room on RSI. I don't really see a TTM squeeze setting up, but we did have this ascending triangle breakout. So looking pretty good on Microsoft for a continuation. It does look pretty strong. Next up is BABA. So BABA, BABA's another one. Look at this beautiful symmetrical triangle breakout. I mean, textbook, absolute textbook. We are a little bit overbought here on our RSI, and we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots in from our squeeze breakout. So we probably have a little bit more room, maybe 1 to 2 more days move on BABA, which ironically brings us right to $300. So I think we see $300 on BABA. I'm pretty confident that that's where we're headed. It does correlate with my TTM squeeze fire and with RSI. Where we go from 300 is anybody's guess, but I think clearly over 291. Nice close, nice strength into the close, volume pad, volume shelf launch pad, TTM squeeze firing. I think we're good to go. Next up is Workhorse. Workhorse has been setting up. We did break out of our symmetrical wedge and we had a little bit of a pullback. I mentioned to everybody, watch 1842, which was our Tuesday high. We broke through that, but we pulled back and came right back to our 1743 breakout level. Or actually, that was not 1743, but whatever this level is here. 1720, my bad. But look at the squeeze setting up here. I mean, I think we're setting up for a move. The squeeze is on. The histogram is flattening out. RSI is holding 50. I think we're headed to $20. Now, I can't say it's going to be tomorrow or this week. Could be next week. No time really to tell. But I do believe $20 is our target. Next up is ENPH. ENPH is a stock we already in. If you look at the solar ETF TAN, you can see that solar stocks, ENPH, FSLR, and the other, solar stocks are setting up for a move here. So we have an ascending triangle. It's getting tight in here. We had a false breakout today, pulled right back in, but no squeezes setting up. RSI is in a bullish range, so I think, we just need a little bit more time. We have a rising 20 simple moving average. We haven't yet pulled back to it on this run up here, but I would imagine maybe in the next 2 to 3 days, we should know whether we're going to break out or break down. Next up is Netflix. This is a beautiful case study of the TTM squeeze. Look at this, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dot squeeze right here, right? RSI rising over 50. We get this beautiful rising channel. We have this volume shelf being built, and today, absolute monster move. We have our first fire dot on the TTM. We're approaching overbought conditions, but man, oh man, hello, look at that green candle. So I think we are in the midst of a massive breakout here on Netflix. Now, certainly, this is a big candle, and we could certainly see a possible flag forming here at this 540 level. Or we can just continue up tomorrow and then up on Friday and then up on Monday and then Tuesday and then Wednesday. I mean, this thing can run, okay? This thing can run. So I do like these daily squeeze setups. They tend to fire off and pay pretty well. We just need to watch and see if we do get a continuation on Netflix. Next up is Roku, another one we've been watching. I've been showing this consolidation zone for a few weeks now. And, I did notice that we had a TTM squeeze setting up right here. The histogram was coming down, so we weren't sure which way we were going to fire. But I have been accumulating shares in this level here from 144 to 152. So in this zone, this was my accumulation zone. We were building a little bit of a volume shelf here. And look at what happened today. Blasted right through 158, right to 166, which was my next target after 158. Where we go from here is anybody's guess, but it really does look like Roku is setting up for some major, major moves. Last but not least is work. Work has been work. It's been a lot of work. And, we had the squeeze setting up. We wound up firing down. So price did come down with us, but we bought this dip at 28. We added more at 28. And now we are finally breaking down this double down trend line. What I'm watching for is $32. Now, I did take a little bit off here, and I am waiting to potentially buy again at $30 retest, or sell the rest of my position here at $32 and then roll up to the 35 Cs for November 18th if we get there, and if not, we can roll up to the October monthlies if the move takes more than 2 weeks. But didn't really love how long we stayed below 50 on the RSI, but you can see we are peaking above. We are closed over our 20 simple moving average. We're closed over our down trend line, and we closed over our $30 mark. So for me, that's bullish, bullish, bullish.